Hey everybody, this is Chris, tip 10, day 10 of my mental health series on beating the COVID blues during this outbreak. Uh, I'm going into week 3 here. I think you're all probably going into week 3, and we're doing this for another month at least. So we're going to just try to figure out how to do this. I wouldn't call it successfully, but maybe less poorly than the first 2 weeks. It just felt like chaos, at least for me and everybody I know during the first 2 weeks. And it may still feel like chaos. It still does for me as well. So I'm going to start today by giving you all permission to be okay with not handling this well. I've been hearing a lot of shame and guilt around people who are struggling, that are crying, that are super anxious, super depressed, and they feel like they're doing this quarantine thing wrong, and that that's not good. We're all struggling. I'm struggling, you're struggling, everybody you know is probably struggling to some extent, and that's okay. This is hard. So give yourself some grace, give yourself permission to not be doing this perfectly, and reorganizing your closets and coming up with creative things for your kids to do, or whatever you see on social media that everybody's saying how wonderful this quarantine is. Those people are struggling too, and that's okay. So today's exercise is a grounding exercise based on your senses. So we're going to today focus on our 5 senses and hopefully keep us away from future anxious thoughts, thinking about all the scary stuff that could happen in the future. And we're going to get away from depressing thoughts about either the future or the past. And we're going to, again, try to be in the moment. So we're going to start with the 5 senses. We're going to pay attention to what we hear. What do you hear right now? What do you smell right now? I don't smell anything because I'm stuffed up. What do you see right now? So take a look around. I see a candle. I'd encourage you guys to label these things as you do it. Don't just look around. Actually, in your mind or out loud, say the things that you see. What do you taste? Pay attention to what's in your mouth. I taste toothpaste because I brushed my teeth about 30 minutes ago and I can still taste it. Maybe you got some breakfast still in your mouth that you can taste, but that allows your brain to focus on your mouth and your senses instead of thinking about all these other things that are distressing. And finally, you can pay attention to what you feel. So I can feel my back a little tight because if I pay attention to it, I've been slouching a little bit. And I can feel the air as I pay attention is circulating in the room because I have an overhead fan above here. So when you're paying attention to your senses, you're off the anxious, depressing thoughts for a short period of time, and that gives you a little bit of relief. Okay, that's it. Again, wash your hands as usual, but definitely practice social distancing. We're in this for another month, and if we all do it together, it's going to end sooner than later. So please stay home if you can. And when you're feeling stressed and anxious, which is pretty much a guarantee at this point, practice some techniques like this grounding exercise with your senses. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.